Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map which is strong on design and has got a lot of momentum on the workshop. I mean, we're talking well over 1,000 subscribers and that is pretty solid. I've got to say, that is pretty solid. Especially when you consider that...
It's my first map.
That's right. Now, the map does have its problems. Nothing game-breakingly bad, but there are some issues with it. But I think most people, if you're looking to have an interesting build based on Florida, and it does have a real Florida vibe to it, I think you'll probably like this one. Here we go. That's right, clicking the like button, or even clicking the notification bell is a really good way of showing your approval. Right, okay, on with the review. It's Palm Bay City Map by Rodriguez. Okay, Rodriguez, if you're watching this, I'm genuinely impressed. That design down there is smart. There's your start square. There is actually some highway in the bottom left-hand corner of that start square. Hard to see it, but I promise you that it's there. It is perfectly flat. Remember, Florida is the flattest state, so I guess that's viable. And then resources are, well, they're strong. Yes, field painting, but not everybody hates field painting, and I think it's definitely playable. If you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's anchovies and salmon. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC is required today. However, there is some mass transit content. If you haven't got that mass transit, your game should still run though, so that'd be okay. We're using the Bermuda theme, which isn't listed there, and the realistic 1.2 LUT. Now, because it's not listed, we have to assume that the vanilla themes will load in, and so the map won't look as pretty as it does now. Now, notice these trees on the cutting through on the raised elevated highways here. Normally, I feel really bad about this, but I have to report it as I find it. Have a little look at this screenshot. This is taken from the Steam Workshop page, and you can actually see from the official screenshots that they're cutting through from the underside on there as well. So actually, on this occasion, I don't feel bad at all. I'm having a good day today. I'm having a good day. Now, you may notice some grasses on the right, on the left, and underneath as well. There are actually some assets that are used from the workshop that aren't listed as requirements. Now, just again, it's not going to break the game. It's just going to make the map just a little bit less beautified. Those assets are the filler grass, which you see there. There's also some small tree clusters and a red brick street. Now, that red brick street, I have no idea how it was used because I've not subscribed to it. I didn't know that I had to, and that's always the thing with requirements for the map. If you don't list them, if the person hasn't already subscribed to it, and most people won't have something obscure like a red brick street, it just won't appear. Intersection here, not the start square. You may notice we have rail running alongside though, and it's completely smothered in grasses. In fact, the rail runs parallel with the highway all the way along. They fall short of the start square, which is the next intersection, which will be the start square. The rail will fall short just of there, but we'll pick up some rail just across the map. We're not just going to stop when we get to the start square. I'm going to find another highway and we'll follow it back. So yes, we got the Bermuda theme, which we wouldn't have loaded. All these grasses we won't have loaded. The small tree clusters won't be loaded, and this brick street isn't loaded, so it's going to be a lot plainer. The overall design of the map is still strong though. I still think it would be a nice design. Here's your start square intersection, all elevated as well. I suppose it's going to help with flooding. We are at a very low level, so your highways won't get flooded. But I think again, most of these highways I would rather them being at ground level. It's a personal preference. Probably based on where I am in the world, and all the highways around where I am are all at ground level. Right, now we're looking for more highways. Now look, the ground level. Bingo. So yeah, this is a separate part of the map. We've got some some foliage encroaching onto this road as well. Nice wide canal, shipping canal probably there. We'll check that out in the second half of the show as well on the quick flyover. I'll say overall I was really impressed by it. I wasn't actually going to review this map. There was another one that caught my eye, and the BonBonB buddies who join me on, I do a weekly schedule show for the exclusive to the BonBonB buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership. By the way, hit the join button. Go and hit that join button. Love to have you on board. You can keep up with the schedule show and see what's coming up in advance of the actual review. But yes, they saw me umming and ahhing, and I decided in the end, actually, there's a last second switch. I put this one in because I thought the design was really strong, and actually I'm really glad that I have, because yeah, the design is strong. Just we have some issues with trees cutting through into intersections. Also got the rail cutting across the highway here, and this is causing stop-start on the traffic. You may notice, however, the highway is a mass transit road, and because it's a mass transit national road, if you haven't got mass transit, so it's not listed as a requirement, then that road won't be there, and you won't actually have any problems with the traffic at all. So, do I mark the map down on that, or do I let it go? Because, frankly, this map doesn't need that highway. It's quite happy with these big highways running across the map. I'm okay with no mass transit for this map, but there is stop-start traffic at that level crossing. So yeah, just sort of a point well made, BonBonB. Quite right. Anyway, yeah, the rail runs again alongside the side of the. There's going to be no uppy downies on this rail, although there was a bridge. Rail over road crossing there, which was that was uppy downy. So there are certain aspects. It's a bit frustrating actually, because when you think how many of these highways are elevated, and the rail could just quite happily run underneath it, and yet then the rail has to do an up and over to get over one of the national roads. It's a shame. There are loads of little things, just little things. But again, for a first timer, these are little things that you would expect to slip through. And we've all been guilty. We have all been. We've got my hand in the air. If I only had a webcam on, you don't want to see me, but if I did, you can see my arm raised now for being as guilty in the past, and probably will be again in the future. We've got a national road here that, for some reason, thinks this is a T-junction. Why not? And it's time for an intermission.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And so back to Palm Bay City map by Rodriguez and the shipping routes. They're absolutely fine. One minor thing that I would change. And it's actually the actual slip routes here, the shipping triangle, isn't so much a triangle as a loop. But it's not a loop. See here, we're just cutting in, moving in towards the harbour. And then once we're in the harbour, this will loop around and then come back on itself. Now, I don't feel that we really need a loop. Just a straightforward, once you've got the shipping triangle in place, just a straightforward line into there would be absolutely fine. Maybe 2 lines parallel with each other, but you don't need the loop at the top. But it's there and it's not strictly broken. So that is more a talking point than it is actually a problem. We have 2 air routes as well that cross over the sky in the middle of the map, and again, that works perfectly well. Water flow, well, we've got edge of map water flow, and given that this isn't an island map, that means we've got some sort of weird river system going on. You see here, we actually have water flowing downstream here. It's only just, in fact, it's kind of dead here. Still water there, and then you'll have edge of map water flow coming in. This is your start square. And you can see we have a little bit of motion there, but it's coming upstream. So what you have is you have water pushing in from the edge of the map. Then you have evaporated it here again. It's going to be a bit stronger. Yeah, then you have water then evaporating in the middle of the map, and then water pushing in from the outside of the map to replace the water that's being evaporated in the middle. About there is a null zone. So if you're pumping sewage and it gets to that zone, it's not going to go anywhere. Right, so let's have a little look at some of the features, because the features are what all this map is about. It's just a very cleanly designed, interesting, it's a design map of lovely beaches, absolutely lovely beaches. I have a tutorial, the Terraform Masterclass. This is how you do beaches. I mean, I would have added a little bit more height at the edge of the beach, but honestly, nothing that I'm that worried about. We have all these little wet and grasses, loads of grasses. Yeah, wetlands. Was it Everglades or something? Sort of kind of vibe to it. Yes, it's not the right foliage for that, but it does not matter. Does not matter at all, because well, the grasses wouldn't appear there anyway. There we go. But again, I think the tree painting just adds to the style of the map. We're not well, it says in the description they've tried to make it a realistic map. I would say no, stylized is what we have here. It's a stylized map, and it's strong and it works well. Is this I don't know, a salinization, salt collecting, or actually probably fisheries. That's probably what we've got here. They're probably fisheries. Just thought of that. Okay, because these are not salt farms. No. We've got another bay here. Now this has a jetty. We've got a couple of everybody's favourite factories side by side there, and we've got a jetty stroke pier. So we want shipping to be able to get up here because this looks like an industrial kind of dock, doesn't it, or a nod to an industrial dock. Let's have a little look. So you've got another pier on the end there, and can't get up that way because of a low bridge. This is downstream to the sea, assuming it's the sea, and well, you can. It looks a bit shallow though, so maybe small boats going up and down from our little industrial area there. What more have we got? This looks like an industrial style canal. Again, we've got a lowish bridge crossing it though, and we've got loads of farms. And again, field painting, I think it looks good, and of course it's always usable, even if it's not necessarily for farming. Right, somewhere around here is a start square, and in the start square we have an asset of the day. It's in there. Where is it? Where is it? In a map full of trees, we have some more trees. These are the Ironbark Trees by pdelmo, not to be mistaken by the Australian Ironbark Tree by pdelmo, which I very nearly showed in error. Been there before with a Mr. Maison tree, and I'm going to make sure I don't make the same mistake twice. This is one pack of trees. It's one click, and it will give you, I think there's about 7 different varieties here, and they look amazing. pdelmo, they look amazing. Factoids, because factoids. In ancient China, people committed suicide by consuming a pound of salt. So, I mean, we do that now. Or we just have a small fries from McDonald's, and that kind of does the same job. Ooh, sorry McDonald's. Other fast food takeaways are available. Forget that. The fat in a KFC. God, the grease that comes out of those chicken. Ironbark Trees by pdelmo. Lovely. Today's asset of the day. I want KFC chicken now. You just gotta love our fat and our salt. Oh, don't like their new fries in the UK though. I prefer their old ones. Anyway, I'm digressing. Your chance to vote on this map: is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think of today's map? Well, do you know what? I've said it several times in the show. I think this is a design map. This looks the part. The problem is, it's not going to look like this. We're going to have a vanilla theme, and we're going to be missing a bit of foliage, and we're already missing one of the roads as well. I I'm going to give it 3 stars because I think the design is strong, but I've got to go low 3. Detailing, I like the attempt, but it's falling short, and we do have a lot of trees in roads, way too many. There isn't anything good enough to hold it up to counter that, so I have to go for a high 2, medium high 2. Gameplay potential, I think this is very playable apart from the water flow issue, and of course having to remove all the trees from the roads. I'm going to go, I can't go 4 stars because of that. I've got to go for a medium high 3, and it's very close to being a damn fine map. BonBonB city map by Rodriguez. Excellent first map. And you know what? Forget about the standard of the map. The fact that you've got, was it 1,200 subscribers when I last checked? 1,200 subscribers? That is very impressive. You should take a bow. Take a bow just for that alone. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elites. Use the word of the day into the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun. And we'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day.